Samsung were ahead of the curve. They weren't first to the tracker game, but they could see it would become an important part of a device's ecosystem. Their first attempt was rough, but their second attempt seems to be lessons learned. This is your ultimate guide to the Samsung SmartTag 2. Let's go. You know the pain if you've ever lost your keys or a device or something that is kind of key to how you live your life. You know what it feels like. With the ever-expanding Samsung device ecosystem, they are trying to make it harder for that experience to occur so you don't lose the things that you need. First, before we look at the SmartTag 2, I think we should take a bit of a look at the thing that powers Samsung's network of finding these devices and making sure you don't lose them. It's the SmartThings Find network, and it's quite extensive now in how it operates. So let's break it down a little bit so we can understand what it does. So you've lost a Samsung device. How do you get it back? Samsung, with the SmartThings Find network, has been built out so it actually effectively uses other people's Samsung devices to find yours. Let's explain. Other people's devices effectively act as beacons, and when they walk past your device that's in a bush, in a ditch, somewhere where it shouldn't be, it will effectively pick up that it's walked past it and ping that location back to you as the owner. Now, you might be wondering, do they get access to see that there's a device missing? No. Do you see who found it? No as well. Samsung has made sure that it's basically just people walking past everyday life and they'll never even know that they've done it. It's meant to be automated. The whole process is meant to be private and secure as well. The whole point is to just pick up on a signal and then pass the information over to the device's rightful owner. You do have to opt in. It's not something that I think just works automatically in terms of making it be foundable in the SmartThings Find network, but you can effectively turn it on for all of your devices, your buds, your watch, your phone, of course, and your tablet. They all can be sort of integrated into the SmartThings Find network. It's part of the SmartThings app, and that is where you can access the SmartThings Find service. The SmartTag 2 can also be integrated into the SmartThings Find network, and this can be attached to anything. So not only can you find your devices, but you can also attach it to things that aren't smart. That way you can expand the network of smart things that you've got. Looking at the device itself, overall, it's quite compact and I want to say cute in the sense that it's very uniformed. It's not bulgy. I threw the last one down. If we take a look at the last one in this B-roll that I shot and prepared earlier, it's quite bulgy in certain areas, which makes it a little bit awkward to sort of fit and uniform alongside different things. This is slim. This is no bigger than probably your car key, or it's definitely not bigger than your car key, meaning that it's not going to be intrusive in your pocket and be in the way to carry certain things around. In addition to this sleeker design, it's also water resistant and dust resistant. So it's got IP67, which we know is a meter for 30 minutes in terms of submersion. But that's not really its purpose. The whole point is if you lose something outdoors in the elements, this is protected, and it gives you that peace of mind to know that when you are attaching it to things. When you first need to set this up, it is incredibly simple. You literally just have to pull the tab. I did shoot that footage, but like some things, it just went missing. No smart tag attached to it. When the phone recognizes that this is on and it's in proximity, a pop-up will appear on your phone screen. You hit add now, and then after a few more prompts later, it's done. You basically just have to press the button to showcase that it's that tag that's connected to your phone. Once that's done, it can even process it in the background, and you've got your smart tag connected to your phone, but also integrated into your SmartThings account. The notification will appear to let you know it's connected, and then you press that, and it takes you into the settings screen for the tag itself. In this settings screen, there is some really cool functions that Samsung have enabled that ties into the button that is located centrally on the SmartTag 2. Firstly, you can use it to find your phone. So in this menu here, you can effectively choose any Samsung device that's tied into your Samsung account. Ideally, you'd want to connect it to your phone, but you obviously can choose whichever one you like. Of course, if you ever lost your phone down the back of the couch, under your bed, if you've left it in the kitchen and forgot you put it there, this is great. A double press of this SmartTag 2 and your phone will start ringing, providing you're in sort of with proximity of the connection range. But it does have an extended range thanks to its Bluetooth Low Energy support. So it's not like the watch, which loses distance about between 10 and 20 meters. This can go a lot longer than that. So if you live in a mansion, for example, must be very nice, you can do that and find it. It also can be used for home automation. Now, obviously we know SmartThings is a very powerful home automation service, one that ties in not just Samsung devices, but a whole ecosystem of third-party providers as well. With this, you can control your devices. Currently myself, I have it set up for a single press to launch my bedroom air conditioner and a double press to launch my lounge room air conditioner. In summer, this is going to be invaluable because all I need to do is on the way home, press the button once, and because it's paired to my phone, that will trigger the action of turning the bedroom air conditioner on, as you saw from that footage I shot. It also has a speaker on board, not to blare your favorite Spotify tracks, but more if you ever lost the tag itself, again within vicinity of you can ring it. That way you can pick up on its sound. It's got two volume options, low and high. I didn't really notice much of a difference, and if I'm honest, low, whilst there is no real discernible difference, just keep it on high. You're not going to annoy anyone if you say you've lost something and you're trying to find it. In this settings menu as well, you can see the battery settings. By now, we know that Samsung has increased the battery life. 500 days in just normal mode, and then in power saving mode, it can be extended up to 700 days. Crazy that this little thing can last almost 2 years without needing to change the battery. There's a battery indicator underneath the power saving mode option. Yeah, sure. I wish it was a bit more precise. The sufficient battery indicator goes from 16% up to 100. That is an incredibly high range. Where do you sit in that? Who knows? You have to wait until it goes to 16% before you can think about changing it, which I guess is fine. Samsung are pretty confident that it'll last from 16% for a while, but I just wish there was maybe one step in between that as well. But Samsung has made it incredibly easy to change the battery. Last year's one was, I don't even want to know what I did to open it, but it was hard. Whereas this year's one, it's got a little SIM pin. Very, very convenient. Pop it out and it'll pop out the battery. From here as well, you can see the rubber ring that surrounds the battery cover. That again lends itself to the IP67 water and dust resistance. Samsung has made that process a whole lot easier to make sure this can keep running. But today's sponsor, Aohi, has made it even easier to keep your devices all charged up, ready to go. Aohi sent me out the Magcube 140 watt GAN Plus 3-port charger to check out. Coming in a sleek package and in this eye-catching yellow color, the first thing you notice is the small size of this powerful charger. Compared to Samsung's 45 watt charger and 100 watt charger, considering it can charge up to 3 devices at once, the Aohi Magcube form factor is very impressive. Featuring 2 USB-C ports, both of which can pump out 140 watts of charge individually, this is the perfect charger for your Galaxy Book or MacBook Pro. With all that power comes great responsibility, and the Magcube has a low temperature design and has passed over 1 million overload tests, meaning long-term longevity and safety for your charger and devices. Guaranteed to support Samsung's 45 watt fast charging standard, this is the perfect charger to keep your entire ecosystem at 100%. And with a nifty charging light indicator, you will know when it's ready to go. Grab yours from the link in the description, and thank you to Aohi for sponsoring this video. The nifty settings and the smart control that this thing can do is like the icing on the cake, because ultimately what you're buying this SmartTag for is to tag items so you don't lose them. Let's see how it does that. In the View on Map button in that settings, it takes you through to the SmartThings Find screen for this particular device. Down the bottom, you have the current or last location listed for the tag or the item that the tag's attached to, as well as a couple other functions and buttons that you can see. First, you've got to ring it, which when you're in vicinity or close to it, you press this button and it'll make that sound from before. I should have highlighted that you can actually choose a bunch of different ringtones, so you can make it sort of be a bit more customizable to how you like it. Then you've got location history, which is the previous 7 days of history of where it's been. I guess it's a balance, you know, you might want to see an extended location history if this thing has been lost for longer than 30 days. But at the same time, if it's being used to track an item, you only really need to know its most recent. So I think Samsung has struck a balance here, and 7 days is probably enough. You can also refresh the location if you need to. I don't think you'll need to do this too much. Its location pinging is quite frequent, so you won't necessarily need to activate this too much. In the More button, well, you can do more. We'll leave the search function till last, or the functions in general for search, until the end. Let's go through first what you need to do to set up some things so when you do lose it, I'm not like, it's not inevitable, you're not going to lose it, but if let's go with that, if you do lose it, you can find it easier. First one there, it's a no-brainer for me. Notify when you've left it behind. Now, what you might want to do here is add in your safe places. Because what you don't want is if you leave, let's say you've got 2 sets of car keys, you're taking one car out for the day, leaving the other ones at home. What you don't want is the one that gets left behind to be pinging every time you leave the house. You can add in a safe place, which could be your home, could be your workplace. So if you've left something there, you might want not to be notified all the time. There is a lost mode that you can also activate. This will be up to you. The way this works is if you turn this on and someone picks up your SmartTag and makes it really close to their device, they will be pinged with your information, phone number, email, and a little message that you can set. Obviously, you've got to opt in for this. This is not on by default. The whole purpose is if you do leave something there, someone can get in touch with you if they pick it up and find it. Could be something you might want to think about if it's something that's really important that you've attached it to. Samsung, in a labs feature within the SmartThings Find setting in general, has actually added in an unknown tag detection feature. Whole purpose of this is so if someone places a tag in your backpack or your handbag or something, and you don't want it there, because let's face it, you don't want to be tracked by strangers, it can ping you and let you know that there's a tag on you. You can add in safe tags. So let's say, for example, you're part of a household and your tag is attached to one Samsung account. You can make sure that tag gets added in to the other one through this feature. That way, if you've got a set of car keys that you're carrying around with you that's your partner's, it's not saying unknown tag all the time. It's clever that allows that.
For this next part, I've stepped outside just to talk to you through the process of finding something. There's 2 ways. The first way is to navigate to it. So if it's not within your vicinity, you press the navigate button and it'll show you on the map and navigate to where it is so you can go pick it up and find it. The second way is search nearby. So let's say you have navigated to where it is and you're in the vicinity of the item, you can hit search nearby, and using the ultra wideband connectivity, it will pick up on its exact precise location and allow you to navigate to it. So an example of that is you press this button and it'll start to point you to where it is. When you get a little bit closer, you can activate the camera, meaning that you can actually turn the camera on and get a visual for it. And you walk all the way to it. It's got this nice little graphic that it creates, and you go all the way to it, and then you can actually ring it as well. So if you can't see it, make it ring. That way you pick it up and you take it back, what is rightfully yours.
One thing I forgot to mention earlier is you can rename the tag and sort of set its purpose with icons and customize it in a little bit of a way. It's back in the normal settings in the 3 dots at the top. You just hit edit device and you can go through here, rename it, add it to different rooms. So within SmartThings, you can create rooms. Let me know if you want sometime in the future a full breakdown on Samsung SmartThings, because it's very extensive and covers a lot, and be keen to know if anyone wants to know about that. Let me know in the comments. Samsung also mentioned a pet mode where you can track walks or how many walks you've gone on with your dog. And I don't have a dog, so I think we'll just leave it for now. Overall, this is an impressive part of Samsung's ecosystem. One that I'm glad that they introduced, not just because it keeps on par with what others are doing, but more because it's important, because Samsung does have an extensive network of smartphones that are out in the world. And if you do lose something, everyone's just being a responsible citizen in helping you find it, knowingly or not. Let me know if you've grabbed a SmartTag 2 for yourself. Let me know what you've attached it to in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Obviously, of course, if you're a Samsung fan, you know why you're here. There's plenty more. Go check out all the videos on my channel. Between now and the next video I upload, you can always come hang out with me on my socials, Twitter/X, and also on Instagram. Very active on Twitter. Come hang out and have a conversation. I'll see you in the next one. Yo!